Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's market update. Let's start with a quick macro overview. U.S. equities rebounded on Monday, with the S&P 500 up 1% and the Nasdaq gaining 1.2%. The move was driven by a sharp drop in oil, down over 5%, easing inflation concerns and pushing the market back into risk-on. Today's economic calendar is quiet, with no major macro releases. Next, let's look at sector performance. We're seeing a mixed setup. Communication services showing relative strength, while most other sectors are slightly lower. Technology is flat, with weakness in financials and industrials. We also had an earnings report from Dollar Tree, which reported after the market close. The company delivered solid results, with sales growing about 5% and earnings rising more than 20% year over year. This shows that consumer demand in the discount segment remains relatively strong despite macro uncertainty. Following the report, the stock moved slightly higher, but without a strong breakout. So overall, a positive report, but not a major market-moving catalyst. Now let's take a look at where we're seeing the strongest moves. Here in the most up list, NUAI is leading, up about 9%. The move comes after the company announced the appointment of a new CFO, which is often seen as a positive signal for strategic direction and financial management. We also see INVZ and CING showing strong upside, indicating some momentum in smaller names. Now, instead of just looking at top gainers, let's go one step further and focus on the quality of these moves. Because not every move is the same. Some are driven by real demand, while others are just short-term spikes. And this is where PowerDays become very useful. Here we're looking at PowerDay movers. These are stocks where we're not just seeing price movement, but also strong underlying buying pressure. For example, NSA stands out with a PowerDay around 15, which is a very strong signal. Let's quickly check what's driving the move. And here we have the news. Public Storage is acquiring National Storage affiliates in a $10.5 billion deal. This explains the strength, as M&A activity often creates strong institutional demand. We also have CTMX showing a PowerDay above 13. This suggests a strong move backed by volume, not just price. And CING as well with a PowerDay around 10, indicating continued momentum. So already here we can see the difference. These are not just random movers, but names with real strength behind them. So how do we actually find these kinds of setups consistently? Let's take a look at the screener. I'll go into the screener, select the price action preset, and then choose PowerDay positive breakouts. This immediately filters for stocks showing strong bullish activity. If you're looking for short opportunities, you can switch to PowerDay negative breakouts. Now let's talk about what PowerDays actually represent. The idea is simple. Most trading days are just noise. Small price changes, low volume, nothing meaningful, but a small number of days actually define the trend. These are the days when institutions are active. PowerDays are designed to capture exactly these moments. They combine price movement and traded value to identify abnormal activity. And this is important. Value matters more than just volume, because trading 1 million shares at $10 is very different from trading 1 million shares at $100. So PowerDays help us identify where real money is moving. A strong positive PowerDay can signal the start of a new trend, while a negative one can indicate a shift to the downside. Now in the screener, I focus on a few key metrics. First, the PowerDay score. This tells me how strong and unusual the move is. Higher values mean stronger institutional activity. Second, the PowerDay trend. This shows whether the trend is already confirmed or still developing. For example, a pending trend means the move is just starting and may need confirmation. And third, the number of PowerDays in the last 10 days. This is very important because one PowerDay can be a spike, but multiple PowerDays suggest consistent accumulation. For example, looking at NSA, we can see a PowerDay score around 14.5, which is a strong signal. The trend is still pending, so the move is developing. And we also see multiple PowerDays recently, which confirms ongoing buying pressure. Another example is CTMX. Here, the PowerDay is above 13, and the trend is already positive. This is a stronger setup because momentum is already confirmed. And CING as well, showing a solid PowerDay. So overall, PowerDays help us focus on the moves that actually matter and that makes it much easier to find high-quality setups in the market. Thank you for watching. Subscribe or sign up to our research. And don't forget to do your own research.